Have you got something under you lying on a coat? I'm worried about you lying on the floor. We already have a huge number of people on the streets at the moment in Liverpool.
Welcome to Unfiltered Lives, the other side, and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year when it comes. Well, there may not be a happy Merry Christmas for some this Christmas with the rising costs and the cost of living crisis in the UK today. And today we are going to be focusing on and reacting to homelessness in the UK today. With nearly 400,000 people homeless in the UK, with over 160,000 children without a roof over their head this Christmas in 2024. How has it ever come to this, I ask myself? How has it ever come to so many with so few living on the streets in the UK? Let's go in and react. I know this is going to be passionate. I know my heart's going to be pounding. Here we go. Let's go in and react to rough sleepers in the UK.
The outreach team have a huge amount of emotional resilience doing this type of work, but at the moment it's really wearing thin. They are becoming quite overwhelmed.
We could see about getting you somewhere for now, so you're not in the tent.
Do you think you can get yourself up to Whitechapel today?
The outreach team will often meet people rough sleeping, bring people to our centre to do assessments and ideally accommodation solutions.
Obviously we want to sort this situation now, and then we can look at a bit of a more long-term thing.
Their mornings are really busy. It takes them a lot longer to go around the city centre than it used to, just because of the sheer numbers of people who they find on the streets.
So we do one set route round the city centre, but it just depends as well on like the weather, the footfall in town. Since I've started, it's definitely increased. Like, we've really seen growth in the number of rough sleepers. Over the last bit of cold weather where it reached like the minuses, we took 1,056 calls in about 7 to 10 days, which is like loads. So obviously the cost of living crisis is really playing into it at the moment, because people can't afford to pay the rent, can't afford to pay the bills.
Have you got something under you lying on a coat? I'm worried about you lying on the floor.
I knew this was going to be tough. I knew my passions were going to be high. And, you know, obviously, man, we can tell this is Liverpool, a fantastic city in the UK. We can see the, we can see the miserable, horrid conditions. There's tents on the main road of people living rough. Do you know, this really grabs me. I don't know about you, man, watching this, but do you know, it's like, it's horrendous to watch. Like, people nowadays sleeping rough in the streets, in the middle of the town centre, in the middle of the city of Liverpool, sleeping rough in the rain and the cold. We all know what sort of winters we have in the UK. I just want to cry, man, when I'm watching this. I don't know about how you feel, but you know, it just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. And the lady there who is working with these rough sleepers said something like she had over 1,000 odd calls in about a week for people needing help, for rough sleepers, for people that are homeless. Let's go and react to the next bit. This is a hard watch, even after Christmas. Let's dive in.
Because people can't afford to pay the rent, can't afford to pay the bills.
Have you got something under you lying on a coat? I'm worried about you lying on the floor. We already have a huge number of people on the streets at the moment in Liverpool, so knowing that there's going to be an increase is really frightening for our service.
So I slept in the park for 4 nights. I went to Whitechapel centres to get help. All the homeless people now, most of them got mental health. They need to be on medication, they need to be supported, but when you're out here, you're lost. You're lost in society. I just feel like I want to do more in my life.
When you see all the Christmas lights up and everyone doing the Christmas
I hate
shopping.
Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas is a horrific time for anybody that's been
Ah, you know when you watch something, and your heart's in your throat. You know when you watch something and you see something on someone's face. Do you know when you feel the homelessness and it's written across her face? That this lady ultimately wants to do more with her life. She's talking about mental health. She's talking about the drugs in the street. And all I can think about is the conditions behind her, the rain, the freezing cold weather of Liverpool. And you know, the fixer in me wants to go to Liverpool and fix this lady. You know, I want to fix the world if I had my chance. But ultimately, this is how Unfiltered Lies tries to do our little drop in the ocean by raising this awareness about this lady in Liverpool who is homeless in Liverpool, who isn't looking forward to Christmas the way that I can look forward to Christmas, and many more of us can look forward to Christmas. And this ultimately comes down to a cost of living crisis. This comes down to rising inflation, as it keeps talking about. Everything's rising, nothing's coming down, and we've got the cost of living crisis and top of homeless epidemic, an epidemic of tremendous suffering in the UK. I'm going to dive in and watch this last part, but you can see my passion's already gone. Let me apologise if you can't understand my broad Glaswegian. I'm getting a bit hype on you, I'm getting a bit passion. I just want to help. Let's dive in and watch the last part.
experiencing homelessness. I mean, it's that reminder. Everybody else is having this picture-perfect family Christmas fun. So one of the things that we try and do is try and make things as normal as possible. So we'll do Christmas meal, we'll do gifts so everybody can wake up to a goodie bag of chocolates, treats. But I suppose this year, the burden's higher because of the volume of people that are actually presenting. As an organisation, we're struggling financially, struggling because of the increase in numbers, struggling because we rely on donations. Normally at this time of year, our shelves are full in terms of food that people have given or clothing that people have given, and they're not this year. And so it's been depleted. People aren't able to give. It makes me feel really depressed. It makes me feel depressed because we're still one of the richest countries in the world. Do I think it's going to get better soon? I think it's going to get worse before it gets better, but it's got to get better. We've got to create change.
Got there. At the end of my journey, I came out the other side, forgiven.
We're having an influx of people who have just been given leave to remain through the asylum process. They're given 28 days to find somewhere to live and get a job. We can see it's already getting worse, and we are getting a lot more people in that situation at the moment. It's a real concern for us as a service, as a charity, to see the numbers increasing so much. It feels quite overwhelming, to be honest.
It's just Ash and Jen and Molly.
Do you want a coffee?
There's obviously a lot of people that we just don't know about, do we, realistically? We still only scratch the surface of the city centre and that surrounding area. We can't find everyone, we just do.
And finally, thank God for charities in the UK. I don't know what we'd do without these charities in the front line. As the chap said there, it's going to get worse before it gets better. People just can't afford to give at the moment. And the statistics show that 2.2 million people used a food bank this year. And my math tells me that's 4% of the population of 68 million people. 2.2 million of them used a food bank. That's 4%. 4% in Britain, in the UK. And as the winter comes in fast, as the weather which will get down to zero in the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, as the food prices keeps rising, as energy bills keep rising. It is the utmost that we support our people and we support the vulnerablest in our society this Christmas. I want to wish you all a happy Christmas and New Year when it comes. We will be back with some exciting stuff after the New Year, the Unfiltered Lives, the other side. From myself, Daniel and Claire, have an absolute fabulous Christmas and New Year. Take care.